Why Vivian Vance couldn't hide her coldness after William Frawley's funeral. William Frawley was an iconic American actor whose enduring legacy is best remembered for his portrayal of Fred Mertz on the beloved television sitcom I Love Lucy. Born on February 26, 1887, in Burlington, Iowa, William Clement Frawley's journey to stardom was one marked by determination, resilience, and a tireless passion for the craft of acting. His early life in the Midwest was modest, and he came from a typical working-class family, far removed from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Yet, from a young age, Frawley exhibited a strong inclination toward performing, which would eventually lead him to pursue a career in show business that spanned over 5 decades. Raised in a devoutly Catholic family, Frawley grew up attending church regularly and was initially expected to follow a more traditional path. However, his early exposure to vaudeville and theater inspired a deep love for entertainment. In his youth, Frawley worked a variety of odd jobs to make ends meet, but he always kept his dream of performing alive. His first significant foray into the world of entertainment came in his 20s when he began singing and performing in vaudeville. He formed a comedy duo with his brother, Paul, called the Frawley and Louise Show, a vaudeville act that toured the country and provided him with essential experience in live performance. This period laid the foundation for his future in show business, as Frawley honed his comedic timing, delivery, and stage presence during these formative years. After years of honing his craft on the vaudeville stage, William Frawley made the transition to Hollywood, where he found steady work in the burgeoning film industry. His early film career, starting in the 1910s and 1920s, saw him in a wide variety of supporting roles, typically portraying wisecracking, tough-talking characters. These roles were reflective of his brash, no-nonsense demeanor, both on and off-screen. Although Frawley never quite achieved leading man status, his versatility as a character actor made him a go-to choice for a broad range of comedic and dramatic roles in the 1930s and 1940s. He appeared in films such as Miracle on 34th Street, 1947, and Going My Way, 1944. Which further solidified his reputation as a reliable and talented supporting actor. Despite his success in film, it was not until William Frawley was cast as Fred Mertz on I Love Lucy in 1951 that he achieved true stardom. At this point in his career, Frawley was in his 60s, an age when many actors would have considered retiring, yet this role would catapult him to the height of his fame. As the cantankerous landlord and husband to Ethel Mertz, played by Vivian Vance, Frawley's character became an integral part of the show's success. His comic chemistry with Vance was undeniable, and although it is widely known that the two actors had a contentious off-screen relationship, their on-screen dynamic was magical. Fred Mertz's sarcastic wit, gruff exterior, and warm-hearted nature underneath resonated with audiences, making him one of television's most beloved characters. The immense popularity of I Love Lucy during its original run and in reruns ensured that Frawley's portrayal of Fred Mertz would become immortalized in television history. The show's groundbreaking success as the first scripted television series to be shot on film in front of a live studio audience set the standard for future sitcoms, and Frawley's role in it cannot be overstated. Fred Mertz remains one of the most recognizable and iconic characters from the golden age of television, a testament to Frawley's impeccable comedic timing and ability to bring nuance to the grumpy but lovable landlord. After I Love Lucy ended in 1957, William Frawley reprised the role of Fred Mertz in a few episodes of the Lucy Dacey Comedy Hour. Following this, he continued to work steadily in television, joining the cast of My Three Sons in 1960 as Bub O'Casey, the gruff but affectionate grandfather. His role on My Three Sons introduced him to a new generation of fans and showcased his enduring appeal as a character actor. However, by this point in his life, Frawley's health had begun to deteriorate. Years of heavy drinking and smoking had taken a toll on his body, leading to chronic health problems, including heart disease. Despite his declining health, Frawley remained dedicated to his work and continued filming for My Three Sons until 1965. When his health issues forced him to retire. Vivian Vance wanted to keep this secret more than ever after William Frawley's funeral. Vivian Vance and William Frawley's relationship was one of the most infamous and bitter rivalries in television history. The two starred together as the beloved Fred and Ethel Mertz on the classic show I Love Lucy, but off-camera, their animosity was palpable. While the audience adored their on-screen chemistry, the truth behind the scenes was far more complicated. At Frawley's funeral, it became clear that Vance was harboring emotions she didn't want the public to know, choosing to keep certain details of their relationship hidden. After William Frawley's passing in 1966, many people wondered whether Vivian Vance would express any sorrow or regret. However, rather than openly mourn him, she maintained her long-standing disdain for her co-star. Rumor has it that upon hearing of Frawley's death, Vance quipped something along the lines of, "Champagne for everyone." This apparent coldness toward a man she worked with for so many years only furthered the belief that the two never got along. Yet, behind Vance's public persona and biting humor, there may have been deeper, more complex feelings at play, ones she was determined to keep hidden from the world, particularly at his funeral, when emotions run high and true feelings often bubble to the surface. The animosity between Vivian Vance and William Frawley was not something that developed overnight. From the very beginning of their work together on I Love Lucy, the two were at odds. There were multiple factors contributing to their mutual dislike. For one, Frawley resented Vance for being younger and, in his opinion, too attractive to be playing his wife. Vance, on the other hand, was displeased with Frawley's gruff demeanor, poor hygiene, and often cantankerous behavior on set. They were opposites in almost every way. Frawley was older, more set in his ways, and had a reputation for being difficult to work with, while Vance was younger, energetic, and enjoyed a more social, lively approach to her work. These differences, rather than balancing each other out, led to frequent clashes, creating a tension that was hard to ignore on the set. According to some sources, Vance even went as far as to request that Frawley not be cast in the Lucy Dacey comedy hour once I Love Lucy ended, though this never came to pass due to contractual obligations. The bitterness between them never fully healed, and they didn't speak much once the show was over. At Frawley's funeral, Vance is said to have remarked to friends that it was one of the happiest days of her life. It underscores just how deep their animosity ran. Frawley's struggles with alcoholism further exacerbated the tension between the two. His drinking not only affected his health and reliability but also his interactions with Vance. Many times, Frawley would show up to set under the influence or hungover, making it difficult for his co-stars, particularly Vance, to work with him. His drunken outbursts and unpredictable behavior made it even harder for Vance to tolerate him. Although the two were professionals on screen, Vance's disdain for Frawley's drinking was no secret. It added fuel to their ongoing feud, as she reportedly found it infuriating to watch someone so integral to the show sabotage themselves and potentially the production. In a time when alcoholism was less openly discussed, especially in Hollywood, Vance may have struggled with how to address it. She had to maintain professionalism, even as her patience with Frawley wore thin. In the end, Vance's desire to keep her true feelings about William Frawley hidden may have stemmed from a mixture of pride, regret, and self-preservation. By maintaining the narrative that she had always disliked him, she protected herself from the scrutiny and potential criticism that might have come with admitting a more nuanced truth. Perhaps, deep down, Vance felt a complex range of emotions. Regret over not having a better relationship with a man who was, for better or worse, her partner in one of television's most iconic duos. Guilt over any harsh words or moments of pettiness. Or maybe even a sense of loss, not for Frawley himself, but for the potential friendship they never had. Vance, like many in the public eye, was acutely aware of the power of perception. In Hollywood, image was everything, and for a woman like Vance, who was known for her sharp wit and comedic talent, showing vulnerability or softness toward someone she publicly despised could have jeopardized her carefully crafted image. There was also the question of legacy. After I Love Lucy ended, Vance had worked hard to establish herself as an actress beyond the role of Ethel Mertz, and showing empathy or forgiveness toward Frawley might have opened old wounds, reminding the public of the difficulties she endured during her time on the show. In the world of television and celebrity, sometimes keeping a secret was the only way to protect one's reputation. Vance's decision to maintain the facade of animosity may have been her way of shielding herself from potential backlash. If she had suddenly shown remorse or sadness after Frawley's death, People might have questioned the authenticity of her past statements or accused her of hypocrisy. By sticking to the narrative that she and Frawley never got along, Vance ensured that she would not be subjected to scrutiny, preserving both her public image and her personal dignity. At the end of the day, Vivian Vance was an actress who understood the importance of controlling her public persona. She had built a career on her talent and wit, and in the cutthroat world of Hollywood, she knew that sometimes keeping a secret, even one as deeply personal as her true feelings about William Frawley, was essential for survival. William Frawley passed away on March 3, 1966, at the age of 79, from a heart attack. His death marked the end of an extraordinary career, but his influence on the entertainment industry continues to be felt to this day. Frawley's contributions to television and film, particularly his role as Fred Mertz, have cemented his place in the pantheon of great character actors. His ability to play the everyman with humor, heart, and authenticity endeared him to millions of viewers, ensuring that his work would live on long after his passing.